Yeah, there's a lot that I don't like about this like decade of decadence that we're going through right now because everybody thinks that they know everything. That's what's so annoying about it. Everybody thinks that they have all the answers and no one gets to be stupid anymore unless it's taken seriously. Unless you literally go the extra mile to prove that you're different. I feel like a lot of today just I don't know. I feel like it just shuts off a lot of just freedom of thought and freedom of speech. You know, this isn't gonna get anybody. This is not gonna get to anybody. Not like that. Not like that. I might cut this part out, but still. Point is, a lot of people are fucking miserable right now because nobody gets to say what's on their mind. You know, I feel too inclined to this stuff. I feel a little too inclined to like doing good by other people. And half the time I'm like, fuck that noise. I don't need to do good by you. Cause I mean I don't need to prove myself to you. Or anything really. People get canceled for shit that happened like 10 years ago. Everybody has a stick up their ass right now. And that's why it's like it's not even worth being famous anymore. Because even if you are famous, you get choked up to that stuff. And the second, the second you fuck up once, you're done for, dude. And I guess sometimes it depends on the severity of it, but the only person I see out here who's proved the odds is Jake Paul. That is the only fucking guy who went out there, recorded a dead body, and then was like, alright, I deserve all this hate. I am not going to sit here and try to fight it. I'm not going to sit here and. I mean, he did apologize, but I mean, that's what you do. But even then, even after he had apologized, he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to flip the script on these niggas. And he was like, whatever. You know? He was just like, bro, whatever. It was like, yes, it was a fucked up thing to do, but I'm young, I'm dumb, I'm gonna make mistakes. And I feel like that's a rule that should be applied to everyone, instead of trying to force us so hard to be perfect and shit. Cause we really don't have to be so perfect. I think that's what's wrong with all these like movements and these agendas. It's like they try so hard to make everybody perfect. When people are perfect just the way they are. As crazy as that might sound. I don't know why I'm wearing this hat. I was thinking about doing a skit, but I couldn't like I just can't do it right now because I have people in the house. It is past 12 a.m. They are asleep right now. They don't want to hear me screaming and not like that. They want me to, it would just be it would make it hilarious if I were to like scream and cuss cuz you know, it adds the emphasis onto a skit. Anyways, Jake Paul is the only person who actually bounced back. Everybody else turned out to be a predator or just gave up, Because I watch a lot of Vice and I watch a lot of Sunny V2. Well, I guess Vice doesn't really matter all too much. I want to get into that later. But as of right now, let's just talk about Sunny V2. This is a YouTuber who who talks about other people. He talks about people and how they get too attached to their reputations, how they get attached to their grind, how they get attached to this this golden area, this golden state that they were in, and then they lost it all, whether it be because they said something racist or sexist, tarnished their reputation, turned out to be a predator, or they just shit on their fans. They were just pieces of shit essentially. And he talks about them, and that shit always gets me thinking like, that's a character flaw, you know? I feel like that needs to be addressed. Character flaws. They exist, and unfortunately, our generation is we are infested with them. People people act pretty fucking flawed. And here are the innate character flaws that I picked up off of reading a little bit of Buddhism. It was aversion, which is hate. There's a lot of hate speech out here on the internet. You tell people to joke around and spam some other YouTubers stuff with like comments. People literally will. If you go about exposing somebody about the truth, whether it be whether you use that person as an example or whatnot, I mean they get death threats. People are fucking crazy. I mean, like, this is a person who is not even attached to your life in any way, shape, or form. Yet these people will literally turn around and be like, oh, well, you got exposed. You went to Dubai. You got shit on. You're a piece of shit. You should kill yourself. Bro, that is not humanist. I mean, that is just some of the most derogatory and depraved shit you could say to somebody. Life is a gift. You shouldn't just tell people to waste it because you didn't approve of their standards. You know? It's just fucked up. It just is. And honestly, any person who has to comment some bullshit through a screen is a bitch. In my very biased opinion. If you can't say that shit to their face, then your words have no value whatsoever. And it's crazy how a lot of these people get these death threats and all these insults, and it's like, it was fucked up. Yeah, it totally fucked up. You didn't deserve that. But it was through a screen. Don't take anything through a screen so personally. I feel like that's what people try to get out here when they're like, don't trust anything on the internet. The internet over exaggerates everything to a T. It is fucking pitiful. This shit is not worth listening to 99% of the time. Sometimes they have interesting stuff. Sometimes they talk about things that are just relevant. That's the stuff you got to like cling to. That's the stuff you got to cling to. You got to watch people who actually are original. People who actually feed you information. That's just me. That's the type of stuff I be watching. I do not be I don't like watching people who just do nonsense, And Mr. Beast, I don't like watching him either. Like, I really don't. Him or Penguins Zero. I mean, Moist Critical, that's way easier. I don't know why I still call him Penguins. I mean, I do know why. It's his YouTube channel's name, but everybody knows him as Moist Critical, and that's way easier to say. But anyways, I mean, these people, they're not funny. There's nothing original about them. Well, I mean, I guess they're new, but original, I feel like that's debatable. Because, I mean, one of those guys literally just watches YouTube videos with you. And then he makes YouTube videos, but they're always boring as fuck. At least in my opinion. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that he's a terrible YouTuber. And honestly, I'm not shit. So, honestly, me talking right now, no value to it. No fucking value to it. But, I mean, I still gotta speak my mind out here. I don't feel like any of these YouTubers are, I don't feel like they're good YouTubers at all. I just don't feel like anything they do is original. And I just don't feel like anything that they say or do is, like, subjective. Or, it teaches you anything new. And when it does teach you something new, it's always on some pointless shit that you could have lived without. I mean, like, these are some of the top people that are out here right now, but they're not really conveying any like special message other than that, oh well, I don't know what the fuck to do. And it's like, oh, thanks. It's just, I guess maybe that did not make any sense at all, but YouTube is on some bullshit right now. I don't even blame them, to be honest. But YouTube is just on some donkey dick. It is riding donkey dick right now. And it is just all this for ad revenue, you know? All that for ad revenue. I mean, these people nowadays, man, they are slaves to a dollar bill. I will never consider myself a slave to a dollar bill. Fuck that noise. Money is not everything. You know, sir, it's a vital in society, but as far as nature goes and survival, there shouldn't be a price on water. I'm just saying. There really shouldn't. And honestly, things should not have to be this difficult to get by. Like, for real. I should not have to wake up every day and go to work for 8 hours a day to make money and then come home all fucking worn out. I mean, like, dude, I feel like a guest in my own home or in my apartment, but still, like, I don't feel like I mean, I hardly ever get to see my little sister anymore. Family is everything, you know? Family, man, it's terrible, dude. Capitalism, we need to take that shit out, man. Us as the people, we need to take that shit out. Capitalism is corrupted as fuck right now. And we are just in this ignorance. We're in so much ignorance right now. People literally just don't even give a fuck anymore. It's like we're literally at that point in where we're only searching for humor. Is that really all you want? You just want to sit there and laugh all the time? Don't you ever talk about the serious shit? Don't you ever talk about doing the serious shit? You know, we should really be outside protesting everything right now. Everything. Honestly, I feel like quitting my job because I don't want to work there. It's not like it's a bad job. It's not like the people there are bad. It's not like the work is bad. It's just, I have a bad back. I mean, it's just an inconvenience. I mean, I can't be out here doing all this back labor, dude. I gotta use my mind and really learn how to apply that to, the world. And I feel like a lot of people could get down with that sentiment of just applying their minds to the world, you know? It's some pretty I feel like that's important because I don't feel like these people will get to speak their voices anymore because if they do speak their voices, then they get canceled. And if you do speak your voice about something that's offensive, you have to have a mask on. I mean, we should not be listening to these people. These people are dumb. And honestly, they are they're a little delusional. Okay? I'm not saying that to, like, literally offend them, even though that is pretty offensive. I'm saying that, like, it's a deep confusion that came out of you guys. And then on top of that, you just started trying to control words. And on top of that, it was your method. It was how you conveyed your message, you know? Your intentions were good. Your objective was good, but your method was dog shit. You people wanted us to listen to you. You wanted us to respect you, but then you demanded it. And then you started switching up the fucking, you started switching up nouns and vocabulary as if we're supposed to just submit to you because what, you're hurt? Nigga, get out of here. Life is not supposed to be easy. And in my opinion, not everyone needs to be your friend. Not everyone, okay? And to have an enemy is to compliment the people you actually love. It's to compliment the friends that you have because even though an enemy can come over here and call you a bitch or call you a pussy or call you some derogatory shit that, that's supposed to hurt your feelings or get inside your skin, and then for you to come home to people who keep you warm, that keep you happy, that keep you wanting to go every day. They keep you anticipating every day, every tomorrow. It's just sad, man. It's just sad, man. Wow, I got a long ass beard, man. I should shave that. But, anyways, I feel like that's just, yeah, this is the world we live in right now. I mean, I don't want my kids growing up to be in this type of shit. You know? I don't want any of my little cousins growing up in this bullshit right now where everybody is just ignorant as fuck, full of delusion, full of hate speech and aversion, and are attached to every drug or bottle they can get their hands on, or every body they can get their hands on. It's like, look, when you get in a relationship, man, it requires a lot of trust. Like, a lot of trust. You need to know how to click. And these people nowadays, the only clicking they do is in the bed. And that shit is just, that's all they're used for now, you know? I feel like that's another thing I need to say. Men, we only value ourselves to the extent of our dicks. I swear to God, man. And it is just, it's a sad statement. I used to do this too when I was like younger. But like as I got older, no. No. I have pride in what I got. Okay? I have pride in what I got. And I think everybody deserves that pride, no matter what you got. Because, I mean, you're a dude. Regardless, worry about yourself. Okay? First of all. Secondly, you always walk away with the satisfaction. Like, no matter what. And, I mean, some of these women, I mean, like, come on now, dude. Some of these women, I don't know, man. Women are a very confusing subject to talk about. And I mean, you can't really gentrify them either. So, I mean, if you speak about them, you would have to speak about them in like subdivisions. You know, you got the hoes over here who only want you for your dick and your wallet. You got women who want you for your character. And your personality, your voice, your mind, you know, who cares about your dreams and achieving you. And I feel like on a spectrum, there's the hoes who are on the dark side, and then there's the women who are on the light side. And I mean, us as men, we are not happy. No fucking way. We're pretty fucking depressed right now. Me personally, I'm not depressed at all. I've been single for a very long time. I've never been like miserable ever. But I mean, I feel like that's important though. Like we need to dive into why these men are not hitting on women the way people used to. You know, a lot of us grew up without any fathers. So, for one, it's not like I don't know. I feel like without like a male figure in the picture, it like fucks with them. In a way, just a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how yet or why, if that has any correlation. But I mean, there's gotta be a reason, you know. And some women are just like, these guys just want to attract, you know. But it's like most of them are probably just jacking off to OnlyFans and spending their every dime on a fucking on a screen. You know, there's nothing intimate about a fucking screen, you know? You can't really have a relationship with that. I mean, they're just that out of touch with reality. You know? And you can't even get mad at the OnlyFans girls because this is all coming out of the dudes. They make millions of dollars in a day. I gotta break my back over $600 a week. Bruh, no, bro, this is some bullshit. And it's our fault. Like, that's the worst part. It's like, Jesus, you people have no fucking self control or respect, apparently. You were that is just terrible. That's terrible, man. We need to shut down Pornhub. We do. OnlyFans, I feel like it's good. It's good and bad. You know, it's good because it gets women off the streets. It's bad because it's a little too good. It's bad because it's a little too good, and these niggas are dogs. They are just drooling over this shit. You know, who needs a real woman when I have my left hand? You know, like, who the fuck needs a girl? I got a left hand, some spit, some fucking Jergens, some. Don't jerk off with your spit, by the way. I've done that once when I was a kid. It stinks like hell, and it actually ruined the sensation. That shit was whack. Beat that motherfucker dry. Unless you got Jergens, then use it. But if not, then don't. I've also jerked off with bourbon before too. And if you don't know what bourbon is, it's like this. It's a body wash. Okay. I didn't have anything else to use in there. I used my spit once before. I was like 16, okay? 16, 15 years old when I did this shit. I grabbed that bottle of bourbon, poured it on my hand, and I fapped. You know? 2 minutes later, I'm busting, washing my hands, and I go to sleep. It's a school day. It's a school night, so I have to wake up tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m. and then go to school. I lay down, and I wake up that morning, and I stood up, and I was like, ow. I was like, oh, what the hell is going on down there? I'm like, damn, dude, what the fuck did I do? I start walking, and I'm like, ow, why the fuck is it hurting down there? I'm like, nigga, what, nigga? No fucking way. And after I got done beating my meat, my dick was like, it was on fire. Like it was just warm. Like, you would touch that shit and, ow. The fuck, we have that nigga on the stove? What, you making hot dogs? No. I fucking go to the bathroom. I take off my clothes. I'm about to take a shower. I fucking look at my dick, and there's skin peeling off. Like my dick literally exfoliated overnight, jacking off with bourbon. Bro, that shit hurt. I mean, it wasn't like bad, but it still, like, it wasn't a pleasant feeling. And bottom line, completely unnecessary. So this is why I'm complaining about it, because it was unnecessary. I could have avoided it, but I didn't. It was some bullshit, regardless. But that was just a stupid little funny story that I thought I'd throw in here, because why not? I literally don't know what direction to go in with any conversation I have most of the time. I usually just let it steer itself. And depending on depending on the word within the sentence that stimulates my mind, that makes me want to go down that road, that's usually how I make conversations. And how I talk to myself. Because I'm a fucking crazy man, alright? I talk to myself a lot. It's insane. Quite insane. Yes, it is insane, isn't it? Isn't it insane? Quite. Quite insane, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Come closer. Quite insane. Quite